The NRS scene is back at it again with some bullshit. There's always drama in this scene, but some of it is so petty that it ain't even worth commenting on it at all. But I wanted to speak about this just because, well, basically it's bullying. It's a bunch of grown-ass men bullying one girl because they think she's too pretty to have that many followers and not show her face. Basically, effectively calling her a catfish. Do you understand how unbelievably backwards this situation is? A bunch of grown-ass men got together on Twitter, took a look at this girl and determined that she isn't real and is actually another player called Sikander. Now I'm sure you guys know who Sikander is. He's a very big Mortal Kombat YouTuber, but let's just back this up a little bit. Now I know Sikander and Divorable. I don't know them personally, I haven't met them personally, but I've had conversations with them in private on both Twitter and Instagram. I follow them both on Twitter and Instagram and they follow me back. Like, I know they're real people. I've had conversations with them. I've played Mortal Kombat with both of them. These are two whole separate people. Now I've seen catfishes before. This is entirely too much effort for Sikander since I've actually been playing Mortal Kombat with Divorable at the exact same time that Sikander has been streaming on YouTube. But these guys from the NRS scene decided to get together and essentially go after this girl in an unprovoked attack because she's too pretty to have that many followers and be real. Because basically she doesn't show her face when she's playing on YouTube too many times. Which again, is something that I have only recently done. I've only recently started showing my face. Does that mean that I'm a catfish all of a sudden? Like, the mentality here is so backwards, but we'll get into it a little bit. So obviously the person in question we're talking about is Divorable. She has a YouTube channel, she's got a Instagram, she's got a Twitter, she's got a fairly big following. And so the idea here is that Sikander is basically spreading himself thin, I guess pretending to be a Italian girl. I don't even know why. I don't know the motive. There was no, oh, they're doing it because of this reason. There was literally nothing. Like, they're just calling her a catfish because she has too many followers and doesn't show her face enough. Now, like I said, I have her on Instagram. She does post on Instagram. This whole thing is so dumb, but we'll keep going. We'll keep going a little bit. Now, for me, like, when I read all this, I was like, man, this is a level of cuckery that I do not expect to see from grown-ass men. It's cyberbullying. Like, there's no other way to put it. This is cyberbullying. But just for transparency's sake, here are messages between me, Divorable, me, Sikander, on different social media platforms, and obviously you can see that there's no, like, catfishes usually do weird shit, right? They don't speak to you in a normal way. They're normally out to do something. They have some sort of motive for being a catfish, but as you can see in these conversations, there is nothing weird here. Nothing weird at all. She has an Instagram and she posts on there frequently. If that is not enough for you, she actually posted this video basically showing that she is who she is. So here, take a look at that.
So me and Sikander are not the same person. My name is Marie. I play MK and my PSN is Divorable. And I don't know why people are trying to start so much shit with me. I don't know. And it's crazy because I don't know any of them. I don't know why they're doing this. And that's all. I'm Italian as well.
So before we move forward, here are the tweets from the people involved in this, and there's a few people involved in this. Some of the tweets have been deleted, but I've actually got some of them here. So you've got Ominous saying it's kind of wild how the NRS community is letting a catfish run rampant. Now I don't know what they mean by run rampant. I went through Divorable's Twitter, I went through her tweets and media. She doesn't seem to be doing anything to warrant this response. I really don't understand where this is coming from. And then Brant McCaskill says Sikander is both accounts. There, I said it. So this is where it's coming from, really. I don't know if Brant is the first one to say this, but this is one of the tweets that I was able to pull up. This next person, I can't even say that name, said, "Who's the catfish this time?" alluding to the fact that I think there's been catfishes before in the NRS community. And then he says Divorable or whatever her name is. So then you've got this guy Romanov saying, yeah, also pretty sure they brought the account to have that many followers. A chick that pretty having so much YouTube and Twitch that means to say content, but not being on a webcam at all is a red flag too, honestly. Since they post as many selfies as they do, they're for a fake account. So Divorable replies saying, I joined the FGC with my Twitter account 1 year ago since I used to be a Stan anime account, and that's the reason why I have so many followers. It's also a thing I said multiple times, which is true, she has said that multiple times. Someone asked me to post a video of myself with a fork and I did it to prove myself, basically to prove everything. I stream with my voice on, Italian accent, that's also true. I posted a pic of myself with Divorable written on my forehead and blah blah blah. I really don't get why y'all are so obsessed with me. It's getting crazy at this point. How many girls streaming but without a webcam on? mic. So then Divorable continues tweeting and she says, but you're still coming for my neck for some reasons, kind of scary, creepy and weird. It is kind of weird though. I don't understand why they're doing it. I don't understand if it's because they're jealous that she's got a following on YouTube, even though some of these guys have bigger followings. I don't know if they're jealous because she has a following on Twitter or Twitch. I really don't understand where this is coming from. Now all of this has been proven. It's all been proven that Divorable is a real person. And she calls him out and says, but you're always the one who's getting involved and starting this type of drama for other people, which Brant replies with, because I got tired of my DMs from King, Ominous and others, so I looked into it and it seems super suspect. But if you're you, then go do you. Now that's not good enough. There should be an apology here. They have basically attacked this girl. That's from what I can see, this is an attack. But furthermore, I do not understand why they're DMing each other about her being a fake person. Like, who does this? Like, do you understand the level of cuckery it takes to do this? And by the way guys, this is cyberbullying. There's no other way to put it. So Divorable goes on to say, they only talked about me on that post and you didn't deny it. Funny how you're going for the show me where I went for her excuse just because you got proved wrong. Lol, like you liked, replied to some of the other stuff that under that tweet. All good though, the obsession over champ. So basically this is a response to something that Ominous has deleted. Ominous said, show me where I've gone for you, instead of just apologizing. I don't understand why you wouldn't just apologize for this. I don't understand why you would do this in the first place. And then Divorable says also, thank you so much for understanding me and being on my side. This whole thing made me feel really bad, but I'm happy most of you are still normal and kind. Thank you so much, and again I really appreciate it. Now I can go back to my ice cream. So you're telling me that this person doesn't exist and that, you know, it's okay for you guys to tweet these things. And the thing is that everyone is different. Now if a bunch of people came attacking me saying I'm actually Seymour Skinner and not Hollow, it wouldn't bother me. But we don't know what everyone's like behind closed doors. We don't know the struggles that people are going through. We don't know, even if we think it's really minor, we don't know what they're dealing with. So going on a public forum and attacking them like that, it just doesn't make any sense to me. These are grown men. We've seen this sort of behavior before. We've known it to result in bad things. We know bad things come from this. So I don't know why this even happened. We know that people can walk down dark paths over the smallest things, and sometimes things are unwarranted, but I mean this is unwarranted in the fact that there was no need to go after her. You just don't know what some people are going through is basically my point. So to dogpile someone on Twitter, it just seems dumb. Now the guys in question as far as I'm aware are Grant McCaskill, Scar, Tweedy, Romanova, Ominous, and there are others, but there's been so many tweets that have been deleted and so much backtracking that it's hard to really keep track. But for you guys to do something like this clearly shows that you're not paying attention. Everyone complains about how the Melina stands are all over Twitter trying to cancel people or doing a bunch of mob mentality stuff, but you dogpile a girl over her existence without concrete information. Now let's just suggest that Divorable isn't real, which we know 100% is just false. We know she's real. There's plenty of video and picture evidence to back it up, but let's just suggest she ain't. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't understand. How is it affecting your day? If I found out that I was actually having conversations with Sakanda this entire time instead of Divorable, do you know what I would have done? I would have gotten on with my day because there's bigger fish to fry. Who actually cares? I would have said in my head, oh, that's kind of sad for someone to do that. I would have gone and played Yakuza or Mortal Kombat or something. But what do we do as a community? When I say we, I'm obviously not talking about everyone in the NRS community. This is a very few members of the community, but there's other dogpiling situations that go on. So what do we do as a community? We dogpile one individual without any concrete information at all. And why? Why did we do it? Is it because you're upset that she has almost 100,000 followers? Maybe you slid into her DMs for a bit of hanky-panky time and got nothing? Maybe her Italian accent pisses you off? Who knows at this point? One thing I do know though is cyberbullying in any form is dangerous, and almost in all cases it just shouldn't happen, especially in a petty situation like this. Need I remind everyone that Chadwick Boseman just passed away from colon cancer, or colon cancer, however you say it. But prior to that, you had people on Twitter and on his Instagram or wherever he was posting pictures making fun of the fact that he'd become very thin compared to how he looked in Black Panther. Yeah, people were actually calling him Crack Panther, and then it turns out he has cancer, and the reason he was so skinny was because it was slowly eating away at him, and nobody knew. And here we are, the guy has passed away now. You've got people deleting tweets, deleting comments, deleting ill-timed jokes, bullying a man that was going to hospitals, visiting sick children and working his ass off, making these awesome movies to entertain us whilst he was also suffering. Now why am I bringing this up? Because you don't know what someone is going through in their personal life. Holding opinions on someone is one thing. I have my opinions on certain people that I don't post online. I know that I have a small following here and I could maybe amass a little bit of mob mentality to go after someone, but I don't say certain things because that's just not how you go about it. But these guys go into a public forum on Twitter. They go into a public forum. This is not in DMs only. This is on a public forum, and go after someone that they don't know without any concrete information, completely unprovoked. That is cyberbullying, and it could have led down a nasty road. Now, thankfully, Divorable has been clapping back at the people that started on her, and a lot of their tweets have been either completely deleted, and some of them just seem to have gone completely radio silent. So let this be a lesson to people next time, because it could have been the case where Divorable wasn't okay with this, and it really upset her. And we don't know her. I think she's off in Italy. Like, there's not gonna be anyone there to help her if she does something to herself, because people have been cyberbullying her. So as I said, let this be a lesson to people next time they want to do some shit. Firstly, if you can't help yourself and you really need to say something on a public forum where you know it's going to garner some attention, make sure you have all of your facts in place. Secondly, everyone involved in this situation should apologize to this girl. Most of the time when people do some petty shit like this and then a bunch of people are screaming at them for an apology, I'm always the guy saying, nah man, stamp your feet into the ground, don't give in, don't apologize. But this is literally bullying. You bullied someone over unfounded information. So yeah, in this instance, you should apologize. You did bully her. Who, by the way, of all the interactions I've had with her, she seems like a pretty nice, normal person. She's never done anything to make me think that she's a catfish or an asshole. Like, literally nothing. Nothing has come from my interactions of her where she is being like rude or something. Now, obviously, that is anecdotal. I don't know everything that Divorable does in her personal life. I barely speak to her. We've had like maybe 3 interactions in the entire time I've known her. And the same for Sikandar. I don't know these people personally to say they're not good or bad people. But what I'm trying to say is that from my perspective, she doesn't seem like a bad person, and from what I can see, this seems pretty unfounded. Usually when someone is catfishing, they're usually trying to fish for something, is where the name came from. But as far as I can see, none of that has been done whatsoever. So it looks like they're just upset because she has a lot of followers, which I don't understand. They said she's running rampant. I haven't seen her running rampant. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I think these guys, they should be ashamed of themselves. And to every other community out there, just learn from this maybe. Don't pick on people for no reason. There wasn't even a reason here, especially when it's as ridiculous and petty as this. Anyways guys, what do you think about all of this? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.